This episode is brought to you by the feature film Wall of Flesh, a Vintage Comedy. A faded musician and lovable curmudgeon must reassemble his motley band of misfits in order to provide for the spermatozoan that got away. Streaming now on Amazon. This is another episode of Two Guys Talking with myself, Brian Sturges, and the famous Dr. Josh Willis. You can follow me at Mr. Brian Sturges and follow him at Mr. Josh K. Willis and also at Climate Elvis. Josh, say hello. Can we hear you from the laboratory?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oui. Excellent.
As you can probably see, I've gone deep bunker, real Adolf Ava stuff. You know, I'm hoping this honeymoon's gonna last. So I've gone full. I've been eating a lot of elk and caribou, trout, salmon, sturgeon. I'm living off the wild. I have kind of well, it doesn't matter, but I'm deep into the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, and that's all I'm willing to tell you at this time.
I can tell you must be really far away because it's night there and it's still daylight here. So,
well, I don't think the people watching would have even noticed that because you're not because we don't see a window where you have light, and we would possibly know that. Well, where are you?
I know. I'm aware. I'm well aware. Yeah. I decided to go with the doctor getup today because I said something really smart on Facebook. So feeling good about myself.
Where are you located? I see a bunch of Paraga theorems behind you.
Yeah. I'm located in my own mind right now. Is
this some sort of Doctor Who?
Yeah, exactly. I've transgressed reality into my own consciousness, and I'm only projecting my corporeal self onto this video for the purposes of the podcast.
I'm outside of Portland.
Yeah. You like so I put on some
je ne sais quoi.
Oui.
Comment vous?
Yeah, this is for you, buddy.
I like
this
it.
For you. This one's actually an upside down mustache from the same set. Right there.
Yeah. It's slightly askew on stage right.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, there's scans on
stage.
Well,
you only get one shot with these things.
The top one. The top one is slightly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I can't. Well, it's starting to. There we go.
Much better.
So I was just saying, I dispensed some life and coronavirus advice on the internet, and I was feeling pretty happy about myself. And then I went to go get some coffee. I went to make some coffee, and so the other day, my favorite mug, it got a crack in the handle. It's just like this one, you know. It's like this one, but it's got a nice little handle, and it had a crack. And so I was like, okay, I'll super glue it. So I put a little super glue on the edge, and I kind of moved it around, and it seemed really tight. So I set it over there to dry, and I went to pick it up, and it's glued to the counter now. So.
And you're giving people advice on how not to die. You can't even glue a mug together.
Well, no, the mug it's intact. It's in good shape. It just, you can't pick it up or move it.
When you were a youth, I know that you are a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Are you an Eagle Scout or no?
I am an Eagle Scout.
You seem like a person who would be an Eagle Scout.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and is that the training which allows you to give advice on Facebook? I mean, it's amazing, but it seems
it's actually better for the gluing of mugs together. It's better advice, better to give. I got my gluing mugs together merit badge.
Are you impressed on my setup? Since I'm like in a very remote area, I've obviously brought enough.
I know.
Equipment.
I don't hear any owls or like birds in the background.
No.
It's a very quiet forest. I can tell.
Yeah. I've been hunting them quite aggressively, and the species has been decimated 10 at a time, which is what that means, I believe.
Wow.
When it's decimated.
Decimated, yeah. You're right. A little
at two, you brute, you're a bully. At two, you bully. You too, bully. I think that's what it was. That's the Cliff Note version.
The Cliff Notes.
So yeah, you seem like an Eagle Scout. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I am. I am an Eagle.
So is your stash mocking me now? Your wife told me to shave, and I really have been meaning to, but I but I was going to this morning, and then we almost had to reschedule. I had to go do some work, so I was supposed to take everything off, but it really kind of goes. And I'm in the woods.
Yeah, right. I mean, you look like you're on. You look like you're going to start a militia or something, but there'll just be like one other guy named Doug. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Are you going to do it? Oh.
Not right now. Leave him wanting more.
Yeah, I think you should just do a little part of it. Just do like half. Just leave the part in the middle,
Just right here, just this general area there. Yeah. I broke it.
Dude, that's tragic.
Well, I guess I'm gonna keep it.
Oh, you still had the box for it? You still had your receipt?
Well, they don't have a Walmart where I am. I'm definitely not 8.6 miles north by northeast of downtown Portland.
Oh, really?
Longitude 4024, latitude 9. That's science, Josh. I don't know if you know science.
Yeah, now, latitude 9. That's
9. Yeah.
Pretty close to the equator, I think.
Which sounds like a kind of like a show on UPN, if that's still around.
Latitude 9.
Yeah, like the Saturday at 3 p.m. shows where guys with shirts that don't fit them in between gaming. Yeah, like when most men with a woman are required to do some sort of activity outside of the house, and you're just slothing your way through a bag of Cheetos. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. On another note, my penis has been orange.
Really? Really?
Just hanging out with my buddies, it's getting Cheetos. I don't know what the problem could be. Yeah. Oh, have you? Oh, by the way, you should be tested.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to call us out, but obviously we are deep into the swinging community.
Oh, you mean tested for a sexually transmitted disease?
Yes, I assumed you passed your doctor bar.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about coronavirus.
Oh, no. You definitely have that. Interestingly enough, on the side by the production team at Poor Life Choices Production. Oh, 2 more died, so I'm down to 1 intern.
Oh, man, it's really sweeping through the studios.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm. This is Poor Life Choices Studio 5.0, the Wilderness Edition. I only brought an iPhone, an SM7B, a MacBook Pro, generator.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Slightly askew. But I got to tell you, the mustache is growing on me. Literally, it's coming out of my face. Yeah, I heard it when I said it. But when you see like
hashtag science
who do various things to their facial hair, and you're like, oh, that looks good. Like I know a horn player who's got like a situation.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work? I mean, like you can't. Doesn't it get in the way of the horning?
I don't want to call out the person, but it's no better than this, but it's worse.
But doesn't it get in the little mouthpiece and like mess up your jam?
It's on station only. It's basically what do you call those? Nefertiti, whatever it is where you grow it out and it's long. And his completely shaven is here and it's just like to his gut.
Wow.
It's like white. It's like.
So could he it's to his gut? So he could like tie it in knots and things?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Wow. Gross. That's really gross.
Yeah. It's I think he's single. I don't know. He's maybe
really.
Yeah. I mean, like when you're in a relationship, you can do whatever you want because they're trapped. But when you're out there trying to find a mate, you got to be all Abby. You know what I mean? Like you got to be all tight and toned.
Is that right? Is that right? When you're in a relationship, you can do whatever you want. Is that how?
Well, I secretly have food hidden all over it. Well, I mean, I shame eat. I can't even express to you the amount of hidden cluck parts. Like a mobster's gun. They're taped to the bottom of every table. Yeah. She's
you send somebody to the bathroom, they come back with a moon pie in their hand.
Yeah. Leave the gun. Actually, why don't we bring both? Just take it. Just bring the gun. Like it seems like a perfectly good gun. This is before, they figured out lines and grooves. So let's go ahead and just, scrub the inside of a barrel.
Yeah.
You're from Texas. I mean, of course I'm out here. Now I'm using several of my great-grandfather's Civil War muskets to hunt, for beavers, badgers, elks, moose eyes, which is the plural of mooses, bears.
Wow. So that's, okay. You're really,
it takes about 12 minutes in between shots, though. The powder's kind of got a little moist. I didn't understand the concept of that black powder should not be.
It's not supposed to get.
Yeah. It's not supposed to. Don't use it for UT, which makes no sense. But
it's a high humidity environment is not good for the black powder. Yeah. In my scientific assessment.
Did you just say you don't agree with black power?
No. Is that what it sounded like?
That's what I heard.
Is my mic not working? Can you not hear me? Okay.
We're up here in the state. We're up here in the Northwest. Your racism is coming through clearly, Josh. We can hear you. Yes.
Oh, well, okay, militia man.
First of all, if I see one of them out here, I'm hunting them all. Okay. I don't know what that means. Squirrels. We're talking about squirrels, right? I wouldn't hunt man for $1,200 in Utah. P.O. Box 774.
Now you used to be a friend of the squirrels, as I recall.
Yeah, when I lived in the apartment over there by Sony, I would feed the squirrels all the time. And in Santa Barbara at the compound, which I left, they don't allow squirrels. Santa Barbara's not zoned for squirrels.
You couldn't bring the squirrels.
So I left them. But for years, I have probably spent 5 figures on peanuts that I've just given away. Well, maybe that seems much, but I'd say that I spent probably $500.
They seemed like my recollection is they got a little fat, those squirrels.
They definitely did. Well, because, I started getting premium mixed nuts and because I'm eating them too. So we're all, remember when we would buy those giant Smart Final containers?
Oh yeah.
They'd last like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was at my skinniest when I just ate tacos, peanuts, and Coors Light. That was it. Now I found the power of pie. Yeah. Well, you have to start a fire out here. It can be, I've warmed up in case you haven't seen me shiver in a while. Oh, yeah. Just go ahead and move the forest over a little bit. Oh, no, ignore that. Ignore that. I'm in the forest. It's not like the moon landing. Don't punch me in the face, Buzz. Lying bastard. The moon? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
It's so steady. And like those clouds,
I feel like the cloud pattern has a tendency to repeat.
You think so?
It's like every 6 or 8 seconds, there's like a break in the space-time continuum.
Well, I only know so many equations. And so when they repeat after a while.
I thought I would see more naked women in your brain, to be honest with you. I haven't, so far, I've seen a series of unnecessary equations to get us to the moon. Oh my God, the government's erasing me.
Dude, what are you? You don't look well anymore. I think you definitely have the coronavirus.
It's so dry. It's so dry. This will be great when I actually die from it. And then they'll be like, see these dumb motherfuckers who joke about it. Acting.
Well,
Sturges.com. Oh my God. Did you also stroke out and go to heaven? Wait a second. Yeah, see.
Yeah, it was completely painless. I felt nothing whatsoever. I just suddenly I was here. Yeah.
Now, this is quite the. Oh my God! Space time. Look at me. It's the power of the mustache. I'm overcompensating for a tiny piece of genitalia.
Genitalia?
Yeah, genitalia. Because I'm a.
I've never heard it called that. That's a new one on me. Oh, dude. Are you right? You look like a zombie.
I'm coming to get you. You're going to have a dry cough. Celebrities. I can't help but notice how quiet Kim Kardashian's fat ass has been since the coronavirus. How how important is what she did today has seemed to have been shifted down
suddenly.
Like if she has been downgraded like a AAA stock.
Like maybe no longer newsworthy.
Yeah. Well, she's got that money. She already has it. Did you get your 1% packet that they send? I know that the government sends the cure to the top 1%.
Oh yeah.
And they're sending it through Amazon this year, which is why your package is maybe delayed.
Only the essentials coming through on Amazon.
There's oak trees. Sorry. It's about to. I think it might snow up here. This really does give a. I gotta tell you, I just want to have the mustache for one audition. Like it's
one gig. You're going to shave it, and people are going to be looking for mustache guys.
It will be the first casting in Hollywood. Be like, does anybody have an unnecessary mustache?
I think the whole
last crash.
I think the whole bunker look is gonna be in. When the industry starts up again, I think the kind of locked up and growing a mustache.
Has it locked up? I'm the ghost of your uncle who was a nail, which definitely happened, unlike the moon landing. You know what? What's fucked up is that you work for the agency that taxes you the most out of any nation. Oh my God, you're one of them. All right. So if you're a Republican, give us a like. If you're a Democrat, also give us a like. If you're a non-gender, pre-divorced disposition, give us a like.
Yeah. Or
if you're a dog, don't. If
you're a Mexican Ghostbuster, you should also. We'd also like your like.
We're gonna have to pay the royalties now. Yeah. That's he sent me a bill $1,200.
Well, it's gone up. Man, it's really some appreciation.
He was a corporate ender tease. HDFox.com. But I gotta, I just, as a character actor, right, I gotta figure out a thing because I'm void of bladder and talent that I need like a thing. Like I could be like the guy with a shaved head and like a too big mustache that you're like, oh, but I see him all the time at the bus stop. Are you back in your brain? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm back in my mind.
I can see that you're back in your brain thinking about.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Sorry, I wasn't really listening to the last thing you said.
That's okay. No one's listening. No one is listening.
Oh, yeah.
Are you staying hydrated?
I am. Although I am out of coffee right now. It's a real travesty. I really don't know how I'm going to get my mug. It's glued now to the granite countertop.
Have you considered finding a person of Italian descent? Okay.
Where would I find such a person?
Where could you possibly find somebody who's not bright yet good with tools? I have various fine company. Googon, a sponsor of this episode. I have both of the. I have regular Googon, and then they have another one. They have like the Step Up. It's like
really?
Googon Plus or something.
I think
you have to be careful because they're not for the same thing necessarily. But basically, I got you. I have the thing. Either one of the two will take it off.
I might need some nail polish. I mean,
that's what this stuff is. This stuff is.
Oh, okay.
There's two. Basically, I'll give you both, and you start with the softer one, and that should I'll probably take it off. And if not, then you're gonna have to step up to the harder stuff.
Yeah.
Buff it out.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to like soak the bottom for a while till I can actually get the mug off the counter.
Yeah, that's what this stuff is for, to break it down. Googon, it's a fine product.
Googon.
Googon.com, possibly. I haven't really. You might want to put some www on it. I haven't been on there lately. Now, I was watching, now, as you know, the movie Wall of Flesh, a vintage comedy on Amazon, has sponsored us for $2 million an episode.
Dude.
You can see why we've gone much more high-tech.
Viral.
Yeah, we've got
viral.
Yeah, the whole world's gone viral. That's kind of not a term that's going to be used too much more. You know?
You think it's got? Yeah, you think it's the days of the viral video are over?
Yeah, they're going to change it because that doesn't sound good anymore.
It doesn't sound good.
You know? Yeah, you got the viral. Oh.
The viral.
Okay, here's also what I thought of. Not to get all Illuminati on you, but this would be the first time where if there is a whole world-ending situation that we've had the technology to record it, right? Until now, things, your great-grandfather just died in like 1912, and that was it. You never met him, right? But now, everyone will have this stuff. And so this is the first time that a crisis is happening globally where basically in every country, they have the ability to record this. And that will be interesting in history because let's say in 100 years, people will be looking back at this moment. And they will, in terms of a financial, and in any sort of financial school, I'm sure this will be, a sticking point forever. So to look back and be like, oh, look, here's my great uncle Josh, doing a podcast with some guy who doesn't believe in federal government. I did it. I mean, I killed a man. Acting, Brian.
I don't know. They may not be able to decode H.264 video, so it might be screwed.
Okay, but here's the other thing. Okay, here's all they need to do. Did you see all the tanks coming into San Diego?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay, hundreds of militia tanks are arriving at our borders and cities. They're going to lock it down. Now, let me tell you what. Have you been? You taking some cash out of the bank? Maybe some gold? I know. I got a fork.
Are you stockpiling over there? You got a little.
Well, what I did the other day is no one's listening to this, so I stole a buddy's ID who looks like me, and then I went and I rented a truck, and then I went and I robbed the First National Bank of Culver City. which turned out to have closed in 1954 and is now in the art gallery. I was arrested. I was prosecuted. Nolo contendero, as the legalese say. And I'm back out on the street. Now there's a virus, and now I'm up here out in the ninth latitude.
That's a
let's think about filming all that
compelling story.
You have no idea the brilliance that is happening. I always tell the lady, it's like, I'm sure Michelangelo's lady was just like, I get it. You're mixing paint. I get you.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get it. Crimson. Like,
did you just compare yourself to Michelangelo? Is that what
I'm the Michelangelo of wood and comedy. I'm the Michelangelo of comedy, of wood.
Of
you know
wood
that story,
comedy.
right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, no. Tell me the story of the wood and Michelangelo.
Well, okay. So basically, it's hard for people to know, self-realization or self-awareness can be difficult. And I have a lot of people in my life that are qualified in only their own mind. So, yeah, he's a carpenter, and he, on his business card I saw, he said he's the Michelangelo of wood. I'm not doing this story justice just because I don't want it to come back and haunt me due to
the person about which you're talking might be watching.
Well, doubtful. But if they were to stumble upon it, it is of no disrespect. But you did put "You're the Michelangelo of wood" on your card. Not that he's an Italian carpenter and I'm like Michelangelo of wood. He put it on his card, which I think kind of takes a bunch of balls. So I have a joke now where I'm the Michelangelo of comedy.
That's great.
But he's great. You can find him on his AOL account that he has. But it's just interesting. Just the balls that you have to. Yeah. Like, and he only has a couple cards and needs to keep getting them back if they don't. The times are tight.
Do you really need that? Could you maybe just take a picture with your phone?
Yeah, sometimes, like, if he'll do business, and if they don't call him, he'll go to their house and be like, "Give me that fucking card back." It ain't sense. You think I made him money?
I think this one's over.
Oh my God. This is you in 1996 getting your your doctorate in science nonsense. This is when you studied at the Jashan Institute of
it's not going to stick there.
Sand, which can't be offensive. Sir, I love your bodega. That's all I wanted to mention. Our boy, our September 11th friend there just turned 48 the other day. Happy birthday, my man.
Oh, wow. Yeah, happy birthday.
Crazy. Happy birthday, man.
Don't
2 more years, 50. I can't believe I have friends that are 50. Like, wait, when did I get? Oh man, you ever just wake up old and fat and hate everything about your existence?
Every day, buddy. Every day.
I didn't know. So I just kind of woke up after that movie and I was just fat and bald. And, I have
that's part of why it's such a masterpiece. It's part of why you should really watch it on.
It's the Michelangelo of movies.
It's the Michelangelo of movies.
I thought I told you that story, but yeah, he's, but just the balls to have that on I think if I want to put that on a business card where it just says Brian Sturges, the Michelangelo of comedy. Because you're like, what are you? Did Michelangelo do
what does that even mean, really? Like, what is that?
It's simple. That if Michelangelo, instead of painting the Sistine Chapel, was to
decided to try his hand at a nightclub.
Cabinet, you make a filing cabinet for someone's home office, that they would be the Michelangelo of wood. His art show is premiering nowhere, by the way. But there's no like. But I think the Michelangelo of comedy is funny. So yeah, the Michelangelo, because Josh, you're the Michelangelo of climate science or of climate change and comedy, of course.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just very kind of you.
I'm looking at like, I kind of wish I was wearing like a Civil War outfit because it's like I'm the ghost of like General. I'll cover this where it's. How can I make this older? There we go. Lace collar. Civil War. It's appropriate. 200 years later.
Is that
$12 a piece?
You're disappearing even more now. You're just like a hat.
Career. I do want to shape, but I don't. God. It's like it's this imbroglio.
It's in imbroglio. How are you going to do it? You going to start with the clippers and then with the.
Well, I was gonna. I'll take it off right now.
Oh, here we go. Live.
Oh, wait.
From outside of Portland.
Yeah. The 9th latitudes. Don't forget to work out. Leg day, guys. Latitudes.
Leg day. Oh, man. I haven't done leg day in so long.
Dude, you haven't done. Listen. The only day you've done is the Winchell's International Free Donut Giveaway Day. Okay. And we all know that you went in with a mustache, came back, got in the back of the line, put the goatee on. You look like you're a community college professor that is also in a ska band at night. Oh, fucking sack butts and tenor set. Yeah. I do like the fact that we have. I really like having these backgrounds.
Yeah,
I mean of Earth, of the moon. See this stuff here. Wait, if I point to this, wait.
I don't. What are you even doing? It's like you're
trying to point to you.
Are you trying to get some cheese out of the moon? You know, I'm not on that side. What are you? You're pointing at Phil.
Oh. Didn't make it.
Did you lost Phil?
Well, yeah, really? I only got Stubby McGee doing it again. You know, I mean,
how could you lose Phil? He was our best guy. What happened with?
Kind of a Phil Hartman situation. I don't want to bring the party down.
God, come on.
But you bought a bunch of drugs from Andy Dick. Found a shotgun and blew his head clean off during one of his yucks. Apparently.
So it was it was an accident. He was doing
she killed him. Dude, a large pink mist. You know what I mean? Just, Mossberg 500, a fine company, Mossberg 500 shotguns. Wow. Try the pistol grip. Mossberg.com. But remember the deal was.
Not a sponsor.
Here's the deal. The deal was that every time we say a company, that your job was to then send an email or hashtag it, because I don't remember. So if we say,
they just the only thing that happens is they send me their coronavirus policy. About how they're with all their
that reminds me. That's something else I need to get done today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, we got to fit. We'll talk about this off air, but situation about having the comedy situation with the coronavirus. Basically the theaters are closed.
Yeah.
So I've called them to find out, and then apparently improv theaters are not an important business or
it's not critical infrastructure. Yeah, it's
the only kind of essential skills are being able to fight other men for meat, right? And like sex with a more beautiful woman, right? Like, when this all goes down and you're watching this on whatever device is implanted in your fucking eye in 2092, right? You're like, look how cool I am. It's the I.
The I.
You can just be like, email, porn, climate change. Oh, wait. No one cares.
Oh, man.
No one cares. How much? I haven't heard anybody say anything about climate change since everyone is now dying.
I know it's still changing. I've been reading a little bit of news.
Broke it.
There's a little bit. What did you do? What did you do?
But don't forget the earlier gag. It wasn't working, and I broke it, and then I fixed it because I forgot. This show really makes my teeth look like I'm about to go down to the Appalachians. I like a call it a banshee. I like it when girls show above the ankle because it's an old time. They all like learn in the church, you know.
How come you never learned to play the banjo?
I have a banjo within 25 feet of me.
You have a banjo? Can you play it?
Not well.
Why is this not happening on our podcast right now? I don't understand.
Let's put it this way. I can figure out the banjo. My banjo skills are much less than any other instrument that I play. Surprisingly, if that was possible. Do you remember before he died, Tim Hall? He was. Oh,
yeah.
Was. Do you remember?
You know what? I don't miss him at all.
You know what? Sorry. That son of a bone. It turns out that he just apparently went out for a pack of vapes and left his wife and his 3 children, his golden retriever, and apparently he's on the run. It turns out I don't want to talk trash, but that Timothy Hall from TimothyHallMusic.com, 1192 Studios in Westlake Village, California, is on the run for manslaughter. He was trying to rob a 7-Eleven to pay for the wife and the kids and the dog and the mortgage and the minivans, and he snapped. The price of Coke Zero had gone up a nickel. And he just lost his shit. He had exact change, right? For 3 years of his life, he leaves the house just to take a breath. And he goes to 7-Eleven and he just wants he just wants a little Coke Zero. And so he goes in and he takes the change that his wife has left him. And he stacks up $1.08 and he goes. And this time she wanted $1.13. And he says, I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Wow.
So
that's terrible. He should have stuck with Pepsi Max or something instead.
Definitely. Well, I guess we can just gloss over the loss of life if you want to talk about competitive brands of soap. It's fine. No, that's okay. No, she had a husband. She had kids. Sure, they were all garbage and pieces of shit, and they were on meth. But she's still a person. And apparently, the people who are garbage in this world are equally as special. I'm going to stop.
I mean,
seriously,
have you tried Coke Zero? I mean,
I don't mind Coke Zero.
You don't mind Coke Zero?
No, the lady got me on Coke Zero, actually.
No, really?
It's really all Coke Zero is halfway between Coke and Diet Coke.
Yeah,
it's probably 50-50, but it does taste more like Coke. But I'm still not satiated.
I got the Diet Coke. I'm doing the Diet Coke thing.
Have you tried Coke Zero?
I tried it.
Fine Coca-Cola.
It's all right. I like the, my favorite is if I'm going to drink a Coke that's not a Diet Coke, I'd rather have a Mexican Coke. You know what I'm saying?
Is this the vehicle in which you have purchased? Would you take your goatee off and use that as your mustache?
you want me to see if I can do it? Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it upside down now. There you go. Yeah, does that look? How's that look?
Now you look like you're more qualified for me to purchase a carbonated beverage from your country. Oh my God. It's like Chaplin when he had dementia in the final years. He's like, Charlie, just please make it in the pan, Charlie, please.
No, it's not. It's not sticky anymore. No, you only get one shot.
You only get one shot in this world.
That's right.
Unless you're from like Nepal. Apparently, you guys didn't matter. You guys just come back as a squirrel. Yeah, it's really good. I like all religions because they all have like their own heebie-jeebie stories. You know, they're all like, I got a bunch of arms, or you know.
They all hate somebody, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, a very important part of religion is fear,
right,
and donations. I don't know if you've read the news, but the settlements are increasing every year. As I've said before, you know, when you donate to the church, you're donating 30% to the Jewish cause. You know, I mean, you know, the Vatican. No, they're good people. The Vatican, www.thevatican.com/tour for tour dates. Do you know that the Leaning Tower of Pisa, when they built it they were on the second level and it was already tilting, and they just
just like, so well, just to see what happens.
Like some Italian guys were like, we're doing a job, we're doing it, we're getting it done. So on the second level, they were like, it's going to be crooked, and they were just like,
Okay, they were like, it's fine.
That's fine. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go see the culture from the Greeks. You know, like, yeah, I get you. You know,
we're going to build you a tower so nice.
Gods and goddesses, but we're just going to change the name. Original rebranding. You know what I mean? How many constellations do I need to learn? You know? I've been reading a lot of Euripides.
Really? My favorite's Herodotus. No, I could never get through Herodotus in college. I have to admit this. It's been like 20 years.
It's pronounced hors d'oeuvres, Josh.
I didn't read all of that book. You know, I wrote a paper on it, but I did not finish that book, Herodotus.
And you currently work for NASA, a government agency, which would probably. So basically, what I'm hearing is that your degree isn't valid, meaning that climate change isn't real, which means it's just cool to use.
This is my nightmare. You know, I wake up, I suddenly some class from like high school I forgot to take. So my whole PhD is not worth anything, you know, my master's, my BS.
But it doesn't really matter. I mean, don't you have Photoshop? I saw Parasite, you know.
Yeah, I'm back at my locker trying to get it open again. And I got a whole bunch of books I'm carrying around. And then I show up to class and I'm late for the test. It's a whole thing. Yeah,
I think the thing that was learned about Parasite is that graphic design through Adobe will make you kill a man, right? Like what I learned from that movie is if you Photoshop something you're not supposed to, that someone will die. No, spoiler alert! Someone dies in Parasite. Not the Parasite. Or did the Parasite die? Whatever happened to the original? You know what? No spoilers. But there was an original Parasite. Whatever happened to the original one? I don't remember.
Really? There was an original. There was an earlier movie called Parasite.
No. The Parasite from the movie.
The Parasite.
You know how it ends, right? The switch.
Yeah.
So what? I don't remember what happened to the first one.
The first one. They all died.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to. I guess we don't have to worry about the spoilers anymore. Looks like we're done.
I once spoiled Moby Dick for somebody. Can you believe that?
I don't remember how it ends. Right?
They all die. Everyone dies except.
Son of a bitch! It was in my Kindle list. It was second.
You know, the
Improv
author
made easier, and then this was my next one.
The narrator is the only one that lives. Call me Ishmael. You know.
So Ishmael lives.
Everybody else dies. Yeah.
Why didn't they just start the book with that?
Everyone dies.
Well, like if you were there and you're Ishmael and you're writing this shit, why don't you just be like, call me Ishmael? I'm everybody dies, so let's not even tell the story. It seems like stories where they all die at the end. It seems like, well, we could have not told this. Right?
Just wrap it up. You know, you don't.
That's how Heropides ended or whatever you were watching.
Herodotus.
I think that's what Rafik has. He suffers from Heropides.
I think you can get a shot for that now.
I don't know, but he. You know what he said? He might be selling. Basically, without giving away who it is, I'm friends with a sheik, not the one from Santa Barbara. I happen to know various sheiks, and yeah, I got distracted there. I started staring at the back of your.
All the equations coming out of my mind. Equations.
So why was I bringing him up? Oh, that he finally is going to be selling one of his many motor carriages.
Really?
Yes.
He's letting go of one of his fine automobiles.
Yes. He has decided to sell the Bentley.
Really?
And keep the rolls is what is happening.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one has the little wipers on the headlight?
I think that's Jekyll. Isn't it Megawatt or like 80s Beamers or
yeah.
I've never had a vehicle with wipers on the headlights because I know how science works. like what sort of bullshit did you just try to charge me $1,200 more to put a mini wiper on a headlight?
It's for the sand. It's to keep the sand off.
The sand off what?
It's the headlight.
When you get your Triscuits home safely? Are you going down? Are you going down an aggressive cliff? Oh man, I really am the ghost from Vietnam. Obviously,
yeah. You clearly, given that doing this podcast from beyond the grave, Brian Sturges, everybody. The BS.
We used to have buildings to poo outside.
Where do you poo?
You poo outside in that special little hut. We're going to put a moon in there for some reason because it's like, why is the crescent move? Oh, is it like a Turkey situation? Like why did a sheik originally start an outhouse so it has the star? Don't you love different religions? I like it when we kill people for land and say, our God would have wanted it that way.
Yeah, right.
But their God says, we'd like to keep the land.
Their God was like, I'd really prefer.
No, it would be the tits if you could go ahead and give me those parcels of land. That would be incredible. Yeah.
Here's a plague of blankets. Yeah.
Why can't Israel and Pakistan or Palestine, why any of the P countries over there, just get like a good, like, just like get it like a real estate agent, like just work it out with, yes. Like, why don't you Solomon the situation and split Jerusalem like down the middle, like the wall? I'm not saying add a wall, but if you were to add a wall, it seems like a good place for a wall, right? They want it. They just split the difference. Now, I know nothing about the conflict. And I'm confident that no one is watching, but if you're like a refugee and you're moved to LA, don't hunt me. Don't hunt me that way. Kill me, please.
Right.
Please don't kill me.
Right.
Please don't. Oh,
no.
I'm outside of Portland. You have to come find me.
Right. But if you do happen to be an attorney, then maybe you could represent him.
Stop. Yeah. Yeah, 30 cents to every dollar goes to the legal fund. Yeah, that's cool. But what's cool about the Vatican is that they didn't overdo it with the marble. You know, like they were like, let's keep it like a hobble. Let's keep it like what the teachings were. Maybe get like some wood, some mud, like make that shit good enough. But no, we're gonna get the finest stone cutters. And where'd you get that money to pay for it?
There you go. God.
I've noticed you have a lot of these water fountains with babies' dicks out peeing. Is that just a note in terms of the Vatican? No, we're okay with it. We don't mind. That's kind of our thing. We like hats too. By the way, we talk about, you know what? Everyone really wears a costume in life. We do this, but everyone, like when I see like a cop or an army person. Those are all winners, or a doctor. Like everybody says, or someone at the bank. You're wearing like a costume of what you represent, right?
Yeah.
You kind of like if you work at a bank, you don't want to put khakis on and a blue shirt that says Chase, right? Which is a fine company, which you'll be writing out to.
But
which definitely doesn't have a swastika as their logo that they've adapted over the course of the last 100 years. But the Chase, do you know that the Chase, that basically you're looking at an old swastika that they kept changing.
Wow.
Pull out your Chase credit card. Now, is this just an old white man Googling shit he doesn't know about on the computer? I don't know. I've seen some YouTube videos, and that's good enough for me. So, but seriously, if you follow it back, JP, there's only how many families. We don't need to get, enjoy your Subway sandwiches. You people are so fucked. You guys have no idea. You're worried that the foot long is 11 and a half inches. That's the biggest problem.
Wait, is that true? Wait a minute. Hang on. Is the foot long really 11 and a half inches?
It's only 11 inches. That was the whole thing.
Really?
Which is brilliant that the foot long sub was only 11 inches. Then it blew up on the interwebs. And so people started measuring them and putting it up. So Subway, not the most shameful aspect of Subway, more of the...
No, they've had their share of scandals.
Jared and his...
whatever the things he did.
Images,
right.
But the point is that Subway will be sponsoring this show. And we won't even bring up Jared.
No. Or the 11 inches. We I'm cool with that. Hey, if it was a foot long, if it was 11 inches and you called it a foot long.
What's the math on that? What's 12? What's 12 to 1? What's the percentage?
-1. I think.
No, not inches. Oh God, the forest. Those aren't gloves that I have.
What are you doing? What?
I'm moving. Well, see, I'm on a different. See, I'm not in my. God damn it!
It's struggling. It's struggling with you.
My thing is slipping off. There we go. Damn it! Oh, it's being pulled.
It's the gravitational.
Well, the moon controls the waves.
Nope.
That's science, dipshit.
No, nope.
Yeah, the moon. When you look at the moon, it waves back and the water moves. It's science, you fucking moron. Jesus. Which is one of my favorite gods. Top 10 gods.
Top 10 gods.
Okay, top 10 gods in order.
Okay, let's hear it. Jesus, I want to hear where Jesus falls in the top 10.
Well, you have the great golfer Arnold Palmer, number 1.
Okay. Yeah, the greatest god of all time.
I'd probably go Muhammad, Shiva, Jesus, Buddha, the guy who's the writer who's like the Star Wars guy, the one where it's like booga booga, like where the like Tom Cruise, he's jumping on couches and shit, right? He has a baby he doesn't see anymore because the baby's like, this is weird. What is it? The Spaceology. Scientology.
Oh, the Dianetics guy. Yeah.
Our Robert Hubbard. The great R. Robert Hubbard.
Yeah. L. Ron.
I took like in New York, if you fall for the stress test, they know they have you. Because if you've stopped your momentum while walking down to be like, maybe I am stressed. No, you're a piece of shit. Don't fall for it. But the most important part of their whole thing is that you have to have a 9-volt battery or they won't know if you're evil. So go on down to your Rite Aid and pick up a pack of 4 and find out if your soul will burn in hell forever. But who I like in God's changed. It's every day. It's like the stock market, So I treat all gods equally. I like the ones who like smite. That's like the cool ones that are like, smite you. They're like friendly, but if you don't give them money or follow what they say, they'll smite you. Burn in hell for eternity. Seems a little much. It's a little much. Oh man, oh man.
Oh.
Hey, you know what I didn't do this time was put a stopwatch on. You have any idea what we've been going? Are we done here?
Something a little more than 50 minutes.
Yeah, right.
I started a little ways in. I started, 5 or 10 minutes in, something like that. Yeah, it's probably about an hour. That's what I think.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We can end here.
Yeah.
We can have to be,
It doesn't have to be. I mean, we could end. We could talk about ending.
Final conversation. Now that we shouldn't end on denigrating the world's population. They're good people. Seriously. You're all amazing. I don't know. I just stay home. I don't have a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did I ever tell you about my girlfriend in high school?
The one with the pink Buick?
Yeah, the pink Buick and yeah. So you know how I got that girlfriend? I went to Tahiti.
Drugs?
No, actually I went to Tahiti. When
I found a girlfriend in Tahiti?
No, I left here. And then she became my girlfriend. Basically, I was, this. Yeah. So basically, I was, when I was 16, my dad, he went out to, he decided to go to Tahiti for work. He was a carpenter. My dad's a carpenter.
He's the Michelangelo of wood also?
Yeah, he's the Michelangelo of, he's the Michelangelo of bankruptcy, I think.
No, that's our double hop friend. He's got three.
Right. Oh, you're right.
Three.
Right. He wins. He wins.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go on.
So he went to Tahiti and he spent like basically this guy in Tahiti said, I'll pay you to run my wood shop and while I'm building this little resort in Tahiti. And so he brought my dad out to work for him, and then my dad brought me out. So I went out to work in a jungle on a construction site in Tahiti for 3 months. Yeah.
You were in Tahiti for 3 months?
I was in Tahiti for 3 months.
Where is Tahiti?
Tahiti is in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and it's about as far south of the equator as Hawaii is north. So it's about the same longitude, but it's in the southern hemisphere.
A lot
for those who believe that the Earth is round. Yeah.
It's not round.
You think it's flat, huh?
Oh, isn't it squished just a little bit?
It is. It's oblate. It's oblate.
It's oblate.
Yeah.
It's oblique. It's oblique.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty close.
So
yeah.
It's not
in your own Italian way. Yeah.
I mean, if it was a cheese, it'd be like a provolone.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Yeah, it's like a little, yeah. But the whole provolone, not a slice. The whole,
Italian fingers.
The whole provolone. So anyway, I went to Tahiti for 3 months, and the girl that I kind of liked, basically, as soon as I left, she told me she was my girlfriend. Like I left, and she's like, "We're dating now."
But did you get?
No, nothing before. What's that?
Did you get to know her?
No, I did. No. Like literally we were hanging out and I thought something was going to happen. And then it was like, okay, you're in the car on the way to the airplane and you're gone.
You didn't make your move?
No, I didn't I was 16. It was my first girlfriend actually. Yeah. Oh. 16. And so then I got to Tahiti, and in Tahiti, we could talk on the phone a little bit, but it was really expensive. So we didn't do it very much because it was a long time ago. But you could write. And so she would write me letters, and I got all these love letters, with the perfume in them and everything. And then one day we had this like phone call, and we'd set it up, it'd be like, okay, we're going to talk at this time and that time, different time difference and everything is crazy. And all my friends went over to our place and hung out with my mom, and they were getting ready to call me. And then they called me, and my girlfriend broke up with me in Tahiti. The girlfriend that I never really had broke up with me while I was in Tahiti. And then what was even better was she said she was going to start dating my best friend back home. So conversation, I'm like, 16, first girlfriend, already gone before she was ever really my girlfriend. So then about 2 weeks later, I got the last love letter, which had been sent.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, right. And I mean, it was pretty lonely. There wasn't. I lived in this hut with my dad. So it wasn't a lot of like alone time there. I couldn't
For a boy your age.
I couldn't for a 16-year-old boy, right? Like
couldn't
the toilet
the equation.
Yeah, I couldn't solve the equation.
Yeah.
The toilet had like one, it was like a little hut with 3 walls and like a rat that lived under one of them. And
like an Italian fellow from Staten Island.
Exactly.
I'm not here.
So anyway, the story ends. I got home, like I mashed the end of my finger off in Tahiti in this machine, and after I was like, okay, I'm going home, and I left. And when I got home, I stole her back away from my other friend. So,
you scafoos!
I know.
You just hopping from man to man.
That's right. So that was my first girlfriend. 16.
Oh.
Yeah.
You guys still together? Or?
No, I haven't seen her in decades.
Have you seen her on the interwebs?
No, I haven't actually. No, I haven't looked on social media.
Well, why don't we close up by you Googling her right now? Come on.
Right, yeah,
Let's do it. Do what the audience wants. The audience wants to know what she's turned into.
I have no idea.
It will be a swan.
I actually, I
remember her name.
No, I remember it. Well, I've actually tried to look her up. I can't find her.
Why are you?
No, what do you mean?
Red right
it's
now?
because the lighting. It's the light.
No.
It's, I got the
warm.
warm.
Look her up. I never wanted to see a picture of a woman more in my life. This is the perfect way to end the episode.
No, I don't think.
Epicenter.
I'll tell you right now. I've looked before and I can't find her. I don't think
so. You
she's
have
on social
looked.
Media. Yeah, I have looked. Yeah. Well, you got to look. I mean,
your
right?
wife is gonna kill you.
I'm pretty sure she knows. Pretty sure she knows.
Oh, the old, yeah.
So there you go. That's my story.
Well, that's okay. So obviously, we're not going to see a picture of your betrothed,
No.
But I would imagine that she is as beautiful as the day she left you for another man and then took you back and then left you.
And then left me again, yeah.
And then left you again. Did she break up with you the second time?
Yeah.
Of course.
But after a few, we were together for a few months or something like that. Yeah.
Wow, this is a beautiful story. It's
Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost worth getting your thumb smashed to have your heart broken.
Yeah, this finger right here, I mashed the end of it off. Yeah.
That was a weird still frame that I'm going to export. Like, I just never have I wanted to take that, export just your picture, run a billboard, put it up with your phone number and say, prostate problems? Call Dr. Josh Willis. Oh my God.
He's got the skinniest fingers in the business.
Oh my God. Would that be...
I do have pretty small. I got pretty small hands.
Did it ever bother you when you tried?
When I tried what?
Yeah, the importance is to check your prostate annually.
Okay, we're not going to beat that one.
All right. Well, this has been another successful episode. Two guys talking.
With
one salty Vietnam vet hiding in the deep woods of Oregon. And Josh's
mastermind
brain. Again, if you've watched it to this point, I don't believe you. So
right. You're probably lying.
Watch the whole thing. Know that the analytics have proven unbillable. Follow us, BrianSturges.com, JoshWillis.org. It's a nonprofit.
At Josh K. Willis. Or as Climate Elvis on Facebook.
Climate Elvis. All right.